Alrighty, I just booted up. This is the continuation of the league that we started before, changing some things around. See how this goes. We're gonna go through the first turn here. See what we draw. Looks like we're gonna get. They have an upkeep stop. Turn one's likely just going to be scales. Ravager's a good pickup. We'll just pass the turn. Let's see. Oh, let's send this out. Let my other buddies know that I'm on. Dalthy is a good one against us, but we have some tools against that right now. It may be worthwhile to just play. Oh, well, we're about to get griefed, so they'd probably take our ballista because that's what kills Dalthy, although we kind of have some tools against it for the time being. See how this goes. Yeah, they take the ballista. That's probably the right take for them because we can just trade for the Dothy right now. Okay, Ravager. That's okay. Question if we're going patchwork. Probably reasonable to go patchwork this turn. Pass. I hope they don't have they can't play Bowmaster and kill this right now, but Fatal Push, Bolt, all kill it, so those are always a concern. Okay. That's less than ideal, kind of okay. If we actually draw land, going Ravager and Ozolith in the same turn is helpful, and it's probably the best land we could have hoped for. So let's go. We're gonna play Ozolith first. Oh shoot, that was wrong. I could have gone Drum, Ravager, Ozolith. Slight misplay, but for everything that's worth, we're still doing okay. They're on 2 cards, so and I may have to shut the stream down at a kind of a moment's notice. We're actually 1-1 in this league right now. Also, I'm playing right now while my little guy is asleep, so may have to go at a moment's notice. Just a heads up, but you know, it is what it is. We're here just for fun, to have a good time, you know. Thoughtseize, they're gonna take my Ravager, which is like, okay, I guess. Kind of okay, I guess. They're just attacking. They can't. Neither of us can do too terribly much, but they have 1 artifact. Stirring's decent draw. Saga going to 2. I think it's reasonable that we just. I don't think we need to attack with the Ravager either. So it's fairly reasonable to just go, I think, Drum, hold up, make a Saga token. Or we could go Stirrings. It's probably okay to just go Stirrings, see what we find first. If we find a Ballista, that's like a good one. These are some good finds. Hangerback's good in the matchup as well. when there's not a Dothy on the field. But I think the take is Ballista. They may be holding up just an Undying effect. And I think we're just gonna... Oh my god. Thank you, Magic Online. 2 mana up, and we're gonna cast our Ballista for 0, I suppose. Punt. Not really what we want to be doing. Yeah, we're attacking because can't block Dothy, so it's really sad. Like I said, we're currently 1-1 in the league, and ironically, this is our 3rd time playing Scam. So, we'll see how if that bodes well for us or not. We'll see. That being said, depending on what we draw, we can make a Saga token, float a mana, maybe even potentially kill with Ink Moth. What are we getting off the Saga token? Maybe we're just getting I think we are... We could try to kill with Ink Moth, but I don't know if that's the correct line. Let's just make a Saga token. I think that's okay. They have 1 card in hand. We actually can kind of race this. We can get Shadow Spear, which actually is kind of okay. Let's see what they want to do here. We can pump Ravager 5. I think it's at least worthwhile to probably sack the drone at this point and see if they just hit our Ravager. Yeah, I think this is fine. Buffed our life total a little bit. Again, I think this is an Undying spell, but okay. See what opponent wants to do. They're on 3 cards. We're kind of... Everything's on the table right now. They kind of... Yeah, another Dothy makes sense. I was thinking they kind of have to draw a removal spell. I don't think they have one. I think that's the end of the game. They can hit us for 3. Maybe can they play anything? They can. They can play Patchwork as a chump blocker. Or a Ravager. Which they may consider doing. With Dothy that's not. Summoning Sick. If it is an Undying spell, like I think maybe they just go Undying spell. Yeah, Undying spell, Dothy. Get a chump blocker, but I don't see how this is a winning line. I'm gonna see what they decide. I think it's Patchwork or Ravager, but yeah. That's a 1-1. They have no cards in hand. That should be it. So we have to make our Ravager a 10. Very doable this turn. Okay. Kind of attack with both. Okay. That's the first one there. I'm going to kind of adjust these as we change the layout a little bit here of the stream, so that way my eyes don't have to work as hard. They're getting older. Let's see here. Cage is like questionably Cage. I like Dismember really just for Dothy. I think just killing Dothy on sight, keeping our modular triggers alive is something very helpful to our game plan. The one needle on the board or in the main can stay here. Some people are bringing in Cursed Totem and Scam. I think you could bring in a Nature's Claim, maybe one, but you also have two Beseiju to deal with that as well. I don't love Cage, but it's playable. The One Ring can be helpful against Scam as well. Just buying you one turn, drawing you a card against, the double grief Scam sometimes can be helpful, and you can just sack it to Ravager when you don't need it anymore or it becomes a liability. I think we're taking out 3 stirrings here. On the draw, Patchwork is a lot worse, but they still have to respect it because of the ward. And I actually think Hangerback is probably the other cut here. Hangerback just becomes so much worse against Douthie. This hand is not really a keep. It doesn't curve out. We can go Cavern on 1, pitch a Ravager. We have 3 turn 1 plays, but I don't think the hand does much after that. And if they just grief scam us on turn 1, that kind of just blows. Although mulliganing kind of sucks against this attrition-based deck. Ooh. On 6, this looks like it has to be more of a keep. Very bad. I really hope I'm drawing a green land on top. Any land is okay, but green is what I want. Probably put the Shadow Spear back. Maybe this isn't a key. Maybe we have better 5s, but and they did what? They kept 7. We'll see. Ragman, please. Well, in my opinion, that is better than a grief scam. Another 1-drop. Okay. Now the question is, I don't think we play Zavaz. I think we just have to tank a hit from Ragavan. Then it's like Ozolith or Cage. Turn 1, it's probably... Yeah, maybe it's Cage, because if I draw... Maybe it's not. If I draw a land next turn, My thought is I'm gonna go one drop, or I just play patchy, and then the following turn I can go one drop, one drop. Yeah, it's this. Because if I play patchwork next turn, the following turn go one drop, I already have the Ozolf on the field if they get rid of my patchwork. Here's the grief scan. Well, it was the cage. The cage was the answer. Unfortunately. What did they pitch? They got rid of a Crooks, huh? What do they take? They leave me with the cage probably now. Cauldron, yeah. Boy, that hurts. Picked the wrong one on turn one. They don't have another land, maybe? Yeah, and they took my patchwork. Yikes. Turn one cage was a lot better. Well, I needed a land anyway, so them clearing that ballista is kind of okay with me. Greenland? Nope. Now it's just Zabaz, Preda, block Ragavan, take 4. Again, maybe this wasn't a keep, but 2 1-landers against an attrition-based deck. Just hope to, on the draw, just rip at least 1 land. Oh, okay. My Ozolith. Ragavan takes an Ink Moth, which kind of stinks. And they're always also stuck on 1 land, but ooh, woof. Needle doesn't necessarily help me, at least right now. I could needle, I can't needle treasure tokens because that's a mana ability, I do not believe. So I guess we're just playing the cage. You're just going to make them beat me, which they'll do very quickly here. You have to target a creature and then remember to press no. I'm not doing anything this turn. I don't know if there's much that saves us here. We go to 4. They take a drum. I don't think much anything saves us here. Let's see. Sui top deck dismember. Wrong time. Okay. Let's keep a better one on the play here. Anything changes? I don't think so. Just assume Pithing Needle is going to be for engineered explosives. Turn 1 cage. Let's try that this game instead of turn 1 Ozolith. Maybe we learned our lesson, maybe not. Yes, we will play first. This hand is acceptable because it has a Saga that they can't grief scam. And if they have Dalthy, we also have an Ozolith to preserve our counters with as well. or at least, half of them. Because even though they die leaving the battlefield, the counters go on the Ozolith still. They grief scam us, they get... Oh, Ragavan, okay. It is the Muffin Man. So we're just going to play our Saga. Force them to deal. I think we're going to just be mana efficient here playing a Ravager. See if they turn to grief scam us like last game. It's kind of odd. It feels like they either didn't have the Undying spell in that first hand last game, or they needed an extra black card. Yeah, this is a little bit rough, but this is what it is. Then questionable like main phase Saga token this next turn versus see what we draw. They can't play that, which is good, because if they just keep making treasures, that can get big. Let's see here. Ooh, other Ozolith. Does that change anything? Does it make me want to go Ozolith plus Zabaz? Make Zabaz fairly large. Zabaz will be a 2/4. It'll be a 4. I think that's better than we're just double spelling this turn rather than making one Saga token. And if they have 1 mana interactive spell for this Zabaz, so be it. There we go. Thank you, opponent. We're going to put this on our Zabaz, yes. See if they kill our Zabaz. 5 cards in hand, seems like they could be able to, but I guess not, or they don't want to. Either way, it's an extra counter for us if Zabaz does bite the dust. See if they play a Moon Effect here. Be interesting to see if they how highly they value getting rid of our Saga. Or my other concern would be Brotherhood's End on Swamp. Makes me think Moon Effect. Oh. Well, that's probably the best case scenario for us. They're tapped out. Don't get any treasure tokens. It's kind of really good for us, actually. I don't think they can pressure us very well. And see what we draw here. Our turn. Badgie's a good one. Saga's gonna go off here. Let's think about this for a second. Make a Saga token. Maybe that's worthwhile. Don't get to... I mean, even if we play Patchwork this turn, we don't have anything to follow it up with, because we're going to get something off of Saga right now anyway. So I think it's worthwhile to just make a Saga token. See what we want to grab here. Needle Cage, Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear is a consideration. Welding Jar is also a consideration. Just protect something if they do have Brotherhood's End, EE, or something of the sort. Although our CMC is, our mana value is somewhat diversified, so that is helpful. I don't think it's Shadow Spear here right now. I think we have some potential to win a longer game. I think it's just a welding jar to keep something around, maybe. Still thinking about Shadow Spear, but I think it's just jar. We're just gonna sit tight for a turn here. Next turn, being able to go patchy into maybe drawn, a drawn artifact spell is helpful, or putting a counter on the Ozolith here puts 2 counters on it because of what this one says. Whenever one or more 1/1 counters put on an artifact or creature you control, so we put 2 counters onto this, and then yeah, here comes Hidetsugu. So this is what we were worried about and considering. Destroy each non-land permanent. Oh, non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. So we have a decision to make. We lose the Boz, lose Welding Jar, lose Construct, or the Ozolith. So the Welding Jar, this is kind of why we got Welding Jar. So Welding Jar gets to save something. I think saving the Ozolith is probably the best thing to save, and just letting these 2 die. Destroy each non-land permanent. So when Zabaz dies, we do get to move our counters to the Ozolith, or I'm sorry, Ozolith and Inkmoth. And they actually kind of have to answer Inkmoth, it looks like. So we're just going to let this go on the stack. So they lose token Ragavan. So we're going to activate our Inkmoth. We just got a lethal Inkmoth, and actually, hang on. Do we save the Welding Jar for the Inkmoth, is the question. Because if we just let the Ozolith die, Zabaz gives Inkmoth 5 counters, it's up to 6, and then 5, and we give it 2 more counters next turn. 6, 7, it'll be an 8, so it's not quite there, so I think we still save our Ozolith here. And if they have like land plus Fatal Push, so be it. For our Inkmoth, they kind of is what it is. Then we just get a huge patchwork. Hope they don't play a land. They don't. That should be it. Okay. We draw land. We activate Inkmoth. And get to move all of our counters to the Inkmoth. Give it another 6 counters. And just don't click through your attack step here. That's it. Nice. 2-1 scam. This was all 3 of these matches were scam. Record tracker will probably update and when I finish this league. 2,100 people, almost 2,200 in modern leagues is a lot more than I've seen in recent months, or even like probably a year or 2, which is like reassuring for the format, I suppose. People still enjoy it and play it. So we are on the play. Yes, we'll be on the play. 3 green cards and not a green land. 1 lander. We'll ship it. This is another 1 lander. Oh my goodness gracious. We're good at 1 landers here. On the play, average heuristic says not to keep this because we need a land drop on turn 2 to really curve out. Can we afford to miss one land drop? Maybe. I think this hand has potential to be so explosive we keep it. One land, go land 1 scales. We could potentially go patchwork turn 2 if we draw it, and then cauldron into these, and I'm gonna shift the extra ballista. This could very well be a bad keep, but we'll see. Turn on half lane. Give me a land, please, deck. You don't give me a land, but you give me something to play. And now we're up against Yawgmoth. This is a little bit of a worse keep. Maybe they go Grist. No, just Goose. Really need a land. Can't afford to miss the second one. Well, if we're missing lands, that's probably the best thing to have drawn, I suppose. Mana efficiency's sake, I think we have to play it. And because they could just have land Yawg rolled up. Yawgmoth, Thran, Physician. Attacking them worthwhile? Sure. Nope. I guess it wasn't, because here comes the Bowmaster. I didn't think that they were going to have anything like an obvious play here. Get punished, obviously, but see how they go about this. Young Wolf. Okay. Land, please. That's a good one. Thank you, deck. It's probably could go Ballista, Ping Ping, but I think it's just worthwhile to play Patchy. I think we have to play this Ballista now, because I don't want them to, if they have a Bowmaster here actually, oh they can't ping my Patchwork, but on their turn they can, if they have another Bowmaster, they could just kill my Patchwork, and I think this is the way I win. Here comes the Bowmaster. Oh no, Beseiju. Well, yeah, that's gonna hurt too. Let's see. Are they able to just go Yawg win? Can't do anything about this turn. But I think we are in kind of the best situation we could be to potentially have any kind of chance. 1, 2, they cannot cord yet. They can go land, then cord. They can cord for 2 right now. Their own cauldron. That's sad for us as they take our Ballista, which I was planning to take. I guess we have to hope to top deck our own ballista again. Oh, they can just keep sacking now. Yeah, that's game. Yawgmoth hard matchup. They had the Beseiju to deal with our needle. I'm not sold on dismember, but I think being able to just dismember Yawg on sight is helpful. Second needle is definitely for this matchup. Question one Haywire Might for their Cauldron. I think this Ozolith is probably too slow. They have Force of Vigor, but if they're gonna Force of Vigor our creatures anyway, I just don't think Welding Jar is as impactful. Maybe I shouldn't be cutting them. I would usually cut Stirrings, but I think in this matchup you need Stirrings to find your Pithing Needles. Shadow Spear can be helpful, but I don't think it's something you want to be on. It can trample over with Patchies, but they just put so many creatures in play usually that I don't think it's worthwhile. Hangerback is also not at its best in this matchup. Actually, I think we'll go down to one Hangerback and keep one jar. I think this is fine. Hand is like kind of passable, but not great. I'll keep. Turn one, I would have liked to have a Scales, but if they just have a Halfling, I would just like to dismember the Halfling. I think in the matchup, this is one of actually the harder cards to let sit on the table, just because it accelerates them so much. I don't think it's correct to let them keep that. Double Patchy is somewhat maybe the way we outmuscle them, or just, run them over. Maybe they have a Bowmaster here. Cage is a good one. I think we just pump our Patchwork as much as possible. So we're going to make this a 3/3. And they theoretically, they can't ping it, so they can only double block for 2 damage. Or on my turn, they can Force of Vigor, tear asunder. Okay, well. I was thinking that could have been Force of Vigor. Force of Vigor on my Patchwork plus my Grafdigger's Cage, but I would like a Cauldron here would be nice. Zabaz is good. Oof. Debating. I think we go. Zabaz, we're just trying to jam this game. Like this game, we're just trying to race as quickly as possible right now. Because we don't have any protection, so we're not like beating a Force of Vigor currently. Yeah, here's Bowmaster. So they're gonna ping our Zabaz. Okay. It's one less counter for our Ravager, so it's probably the right thing to do. Not much else we're doing this turn. I'm only blocking with... Bowmaster tells me they probably have a Cauldron. Because they want to keep the one with a 1/1 counter already on it around. Is this just Yogg? Each artifact, creature, and enchantment mana value X 2. That's pretty rude, opponent. Yep. Didn't see crime punishment. Haven't seen that's in list before. Haven't seen it recently, so hard to play around it. And maybe I should have, but like I said, I think this is just a straight up racing game right now, but you know, it is what it is. One ballista incoming. Yeah, so this is kind of the thought, like, okay, here they're gonna poke in for 1. How did they value? I don't think this changes much of anything. They may decide to sack their, yeah. Oh, I should have pinged. My fault. 2-click happy. Hey, where am I? Okay. I mean, I think we're just playing the scales, baby. Maybe threat. No, we can't threaten to block the... Hey, where am I? They're tapped out. Let's give them 1 infect damage. Blood Artist. Their own Cauldron. Yeah, kind of what I was worried about. Now they can have their own Yawgmoth. They gonna pump this? No. They don't need to. They'd rather save it, I think. Well. Yeah, they have to Cauldron their own thing now. Question is now to name Blood Artist or to name Cauldron anyway. I think it's Cauldron anyway. I know this does not shut off this being a Yawgmoth, but and they can just, you know, might it, but I don't have many other plays around that, I think. But not allowing them to put other counters on other things right now is probably the most beneficial, and we're just gonna Yogg, or I mean Cord. Let's see. Rex Sage. Yeah, that's a good one. And I think we've lost this game. I don't think there's much anything for us to do anymore. Yeah. See, well, yeah, they can just Miter Saga. I guess we give him the chance to misplay. Make him win. It's the motto. Yeah, getting in my ballista means they can make this a 4 or 5. Yeah, that's game. Okay. Yogg, tough matchup. Overplayed into the... Currently we are 2-2 right now. Playing for a 3-2. Money back pity chest. Love to see it. But Yogg matchup is hard. I think that the best way to attack the matchup is, well, not keeping one landers for one, but you just want to curve out and have access to your game 1 pithing needle. Oops. Okay, good to know. Thank you. So this is going to be the last match for the day because we're using the all access token currently. And see if we can't just get a 3-2 out of this. Oopsie daisy. This is a acceptable hand on the draw, I think. A lot of 2-drops, but we have a Saga, we have a Zabaz. Kitchery Triome, looks like Rhinos. Do you want to play turn 1 Zabaz? Probably. So they're going to get a land, breeding pool, or island, steam vents. Okay. Tapped. We play our Saga. Question is, Hangerback, Ravager, Soul Cauldron. They may have subtlety. I still think the right answer could be Hangerback to allow it to get bigger over the next couple turns. Hopefully they don't have a subtlety. They don't. We ain't blocking. Not right now anyway. This does not look like Living End. It's the only other thing that you might consider, but yeah, this looks like Rhinos, so they're gonna go Shardless Agent here, right? Okay. Get themselves some Rhinoceri. Look and see what they have here. Oops. Ooh, that's a good one. They do a Flame of Anor, 2 Flame of Anor, Tishanas. Okay, looks pretty stock. Both Besagos are in the pile still. So now I think the correct play is going to be play the Ozolith, hold up making this larger. We would like to cast this one, yes. See if they force a negation this. It's probably worthwhile for them too, I would imagine. Them pausing this long makes me think of, yeah, they're thinking about it, yeah. That was definitely correct. Letting me have that is not something I think they can afford to do. And my little guy is awake now, so we may be shutting down pretty soon here. think we just take it for now. Yeah, we go to 9, but hi, buddy. I'm gonna mute myself. I may flip my webcam down. I just don't want him on the stream, so. Alright. My little guy's sitting next to me, but we're gonna try this. If he's gonna be able to just sit here with me, we'll see. So, had I gotten a Zabaz, I think I would have won. So Zabaz would have come in with 1, given this, sacrificed itself, put 2 counters on this Zabaz, so it would have been 3, and then 3 would have given Ravager 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I could have put 9 counters on the Inkmoth and 1. But now we are in a more precarious position that they are attacking like this, so we just have to chump, 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 and hopefully that we can make enough trades and survive. Hopefully they have nothing. If they have Violent Outburst here, which I suspect they do, I think we're toast anyway.
Daddy.
What's up, buddy?
What does that do?
So sack Zabaz first, give the Hangerback Walker an extra counter to give us an extra Thopter. Alright. And the opponent has something. Maybe it's dead gone to just return it to my own. Oh, Flame Manor, destroy target artifact. Yeah, I think that's gonna be good enough anyway, because we take. take 12. Okay. That's it. I punted that first game. I should have been able to win, I think. Getting a second Sabas. So they're going to bring in the Flame of Nor for us. 3 Chalice are obviously for this matchup. Dismember, questionably. It takes out a Rhino token and it deals 4 damage just like the Rhinos do, but it permanently deals with a Rhino, which can be helpful to some degree. I don't think this is helpful in this matchup. Stirrings, we're not really digging for... Well, we are digging for an artifact hate piece, so questionable whether we should be keeping Stirrings in. Again, if we're keeping in Stirrings, I don't think we can afford to keep Welding Jars. But maybe we do. Let's see. I think Cauldron is probably too slow in the matchup. And there's some merit to keeping the jars. You could keep a Needle for EE, but I don't think they probably are not running EE. We're more worried about Force of Vigor anyway. And Shadow Spear, good. Keep the drum in. Could be taking out 1 Hanger back. Or just playing 2 Dismember. Maybe we just play 2 Dismember. 1 Cauldron. Fun of, I guess. Get rid of 1 Hanger back. Hanger back is good in the matchup, but I don't think it's as good. Alright, we'll submit that. Pray for no Force of Vigor. They don't have it, which is good for us. We'll just play a Patchwork. We could... I think we're just going to hold the jar for a turn. Because we can go Scales next turn. Well, do we want to Scales, or are we going to end up making Saga tokens? Probably going to make Saga tokens, I suppose. So... we'll just do this now. Hopefully the ward on Patchwork does something in the matchup. Ballista is good. I think we're just gonna... we're gonna attack with this turn. They shouldn't have anything that can, I don't think, interact with this at 2 mana. So, plan is for a Saga token. And then potentially next turn either Saga token or floating a mana playing Scales Ballista. This looks like, okay, agent versus outburst. That looks like it's agent. Okay. See what they showed us. One subtlety, a dismember. Otawara. Shardless. Okay. 2 shardless. Yield to the end stab. We're just making a construct, I think. Let's see what we draw. I don't think we're making another construct. Oh, chalice. Okay. That's a good draw. Think about what we want to get. This turn we can make a token, make another construct token, and also play Beseiju, or as a land, play Chalice on 0. Or we could try to just make Patchwork huge and start getting in, which doesn't seem like a great idea or a great line. I think we're making a token. There's a possibility we could threaten lethal this turn. Shadow Spear, Ozolith both look like good targets. They could have Flame of Anor. I think it might be Ozolith just to keep my counters around because my Patchwork's going to grow pretty large. Oh. Sorry, I'm going to close this. I'll keep talking though.
Daddy?
What, buddy?
Does this need a boss?
Yeah, it does, buddy. I think we're going to get the Ozolith though. Man, this is a tough decision.
Hey,
Shadow Spear cannot equip this turn, so I think we just get the Ozolith, and we're just going to
this is Joey's.
get a ton of tokens.
Daddy, is this Joey's?
Yes, that's Joey's.
Oh. He can get
Second,
2 dogs.
hopefully, yeah, I was hoping that might bait a Force of Negation. This is probably going to bite the Force of Negation, though. How many counter? 2 counters left on that. Oh, they don't have it? Okay. 12. I think we're just cracking with what we got. If they want to double block, I'm okay with it. I could Welding Jar it to keep it around, but I think we might end up just saving Welding Jar for Chalice. Yeah, the double block is actually kind of fine because we have Ballista in hand. Okay. Okay. And the Welding Jar is kind of just insurance that our Chalice stays around for the time being, unless they have like Terra Sunder, which they shouldn't have because they could accidentally cascade into that. If they're going right to attacks and they attack, I'm not blocking because I suspect Violent Outburst. Let's see here. Another Patchwork, kind of okay. They just have like Subtlety mana up, which is fine if they wanted Subtlety my Ballista. I could make my Ink Moth. I can't make my Ink Moth large doing that. But I think it's just worthwhile to make them have it. Okay, they don't, so We're going to game 3.
Uh,
Alright.
Daddy.
I don't think we're changing anything.
Hey, Dad.
Alright, we're back. Little guy's here, he's sitting next to me, but we're gonna try this one. I think our best chance is just is getting a chalice off the stirrings. If they spell, no, they can't spell pierce, but if they like force negation this, so be it. They'll probably just, well, they'll probably force the thing off of it, but right now I think it's, oof, is it a saga? It's probably just double saga. If they have force of vigor, I can't do anything about that anyway. And I guess I hold that for a patchwork just in case I draw a patchwork this next turn. Okay. So they know I picked up a saga. That's not too bad of a pickup. Maybe they may force a vigor right now, but we'll see. If they do, I have still have a follow-up to it, but it kind of sets me back a lot. But I don't think I have much choice. Just gotta play lands. Okay, they let it go. They're probably waiting to see if I have another artifact to play, so I think I just have to play Welding Jar if I'm gonna run out my hanger back. Lauren revealed. No, no. Dead gone.
Daddy.
Alright, we're just gonna close this for the rest of the time now. I'll try and keep my mic on as much as possible though. Flame is not something I was expecting. Because I have an Ozolith, it's probably just worthwhile to keep this around for the time being. I think I have to. So I think my path to victory lies with Ravager, Ozolith, and then what I get off of these. Jane, sorry about that. I have my little guy here, so I'm muted and cam covered. So I'm done for the day. That was a 3-2. That was a good last match against Rhinos where it seemed like they just had flooded out a touch, but they didn't have an explosive start, which is what I think our key is to winning in that match. Here's the deck. Let me kind of scale it down a little bit and let you guys see it. I think this is great. This this version of the deck is completely fine right now.
Daddy, this
I
was
like.
under the chair, Daddy.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Um, but I think that this is a list I like running. Talked before in the very first video, the last one, Blink Moth versus Echoing Deeps. I think that Blinky is completely fine. Uh, and I do like it, so I'll be playing this again in the future. Thanks for coming to the stream. Really appreciate it. Jane, it was, or Janet, I'm sorry. Thanks, Janet, for the follow. Appreciate it. Unfortunately, I'm going to sign out for now. Gonna go work on some home life stuff and catch you guys in the next one. Remember, have fun, play hard. Always here to learn some new things. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.